Welcome back to the group chat for another week, and Super Rugby got underway to a hell of a start, Phil. We're going to get into our weekend wrap-up. I'm assuming there's going to be something in there, but how was your weekend? How'd you go?
Huge opening weekend for Super Rugby. Oh, my God. Perfect start in terms of the comp. Great turnout from the fans across the board. I was very surprised how full the stadiums sort of looking. Big scores and close games.
Yeah.
What else do you want? 1 point thrillers.
Yeah. Comebacks.
Absolute treat. Had the All-Stars game. Bit of NRL. Bit of Warriors.
When you say
decimation.
All-Stars, you're talking NRL All-Stars, not NBA All-Stars, I'm assuming?
No.
Because that also was on over the weekend.
Was it?
All-Star game was yesterday.
Yeah.
The rest of it kind of happened over the weekend. Skills challenge, whatnot. Yeah.
Couldn't tell you.
Okay. Just had to clarify things.
So, yeah. No. It was a good weekend.
Okay.
Absolute treat. We won't talk about Man United. Luckily, they played on Monday, so that doesn't count.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Falling down to
great.
15th.
Weekend was great. Are we? Oh.
Yeah. Who? What was the score? 2-0? 1-0?
1-0.
1-0. Who scored it for Tottenham?
I can't remember.
Whoever it was ran to the corner, and I saw this photo, and he was shushing the crowd. And the caption was, "Yeah, I've just scored a tap-in."
Oh, James Maddison.
James Maddison scoring a tap-in to put United down to 15th and move us up to 12th.
Yep.
And he's shushing the crowd.
Great save from Onana initially, and then Maddison was just right there. And our defense was like 10 meters away for some reason. Yeah. Just staring at the ball. So, yeah.
Cool. On that, I saw another something about United and Amarim's contract deal, and it was that they'll ruin his illustrious career ahead of him in 3 years, but I think they've just changed that to 3 months. So a little contract change there. Did you want to do your weekend wrap up, your top moments?
Yeah, sure.
Let's hear them.
Obviously, the 40-22 and the lock getting over the line. Very nice. Thank you, AFB, the Māori All-Stars, and AFC for scoring first. Also winning 2-0.
Yep.
Very nice.
Scored first, 1-2. Were you sweating that Māori All-Stars game?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Indigenous had maybe 3 tries disallowed.
Yeah.
All valid, but very scary moments in a low-scoring game when you have the hammer going over the line. So.
And especially when the Māori All-Stars were $1.60 favourites, $1.50 favourites, something like that.
Yeah, $1.56 or so.
So you got the AFB leg over the line, $4 and something. $4.40, and then
into the
sweating out the $1.56 leg.
Oh. And I guess that goes into the second highlight. Ponga and Cortez Rutama kind of had similar moments with some try-saving tackles, both in the right corner. Ponga bouncing off. I can't even remember now. And then Cortez Rutama getting underneath Mark Talea in the corner.
It's a hell of a tackle, that.
Proved to be very significant in their win.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess probably the Warriors' first half, 36-0, FMG Stadium in Waikato. Very great first half. Second half, snooze fest.
Yeah.
But putting on 36 against Storm, very much a treat.
Yeah, we'll get into that later, but I think Mitch James, who's emceeing the game, and I think the Warriors were undefeated when Mitch James is emceeing a game. And
is that 1 from 1 or?
It might be 2 from 2 now. It might have been 1 from 1.
Yeah.
And that streak continues, 2 from 2. So it might be a case of getting old Mitch James along to MC more games than he doesn't and keep that streak alive. I think he's heading off to Vegas as well. I don't know if he's got the MC job, but could be an interesting one if he does get on the mic and you just back the Warriors to win because Mitch James is there on the microphone, and a good omen for the Wars.
Especially if they're putting 36 in the first half. My goodness.
Yeah. My top moments for the weekend were my Super Rugby multi, 5-leg, $50, and it was just to kickstart a game, pick on each game, so 5 games. And I'll tell you what I went. because it all came in. I don't know where the value came from because $50.
The Chiefs probably, they're almost paying $3.
Yeah, they were $2.75. So I had Crusaders minus 1.5 against the Canes. I had the Waratahs winning margin 1-12 at $2.80.
Just sneaked in at the end
which
there.
Just sneaked
26 phases in the 80th minute time.
I was stoked about that as well because that was part of my 50-22 multi, my 2-leg one.
Yes.
Over 56.5 total points in the Drua Brumbies game, which blitzed it. Yep. And that line even came down to 51.5 or 52.5 at kickoff. So Chiefs to beat the Blues at 275, and then Moana Pacifica plus 7.5 against the Western Force. That was looking pretty with about 10 minutes to go. They couldn't get the win.
Was that Chiefs outright?
Just Chiefs outright.
Not even the plus 5.5 that you had.
That was in the ladder challenge.
Oh, the ladder challenge.
Yeah, right. So I wanted to play it safe for that one. But yeah, a $10 bet on that returns $503. And it almost just felt too simple.
What was the Force?
Moana Pacifica game?
Yeah.
Moana plus 7.5.
Oh, very nice.
So to keep it within a converted try.
Very, very nice.
And it was, 44-31 at the 70-minute mark, something like that.
Yes. Oh, yeah, it was the Force that had the 26 phases.
Force, yeah. They then score, make it 44-38. Receive the kickoff, and then, if they've got it down in their 22 past the 80-minute mark. 26 phases, line break, score under the post, convert it, win 45-44.
From that number 10.
Yeah, no, hell of a weekend to get Super Rugby started, like you said, and even better for me because I went 5 for 5 with my picks and my multi.
What a treat.
That continued on to an Arsenal win with Mourinho scoring the double after the 80th minute. A little bit dicey.
New striker, perhaps.
Yeah, well, we've only got 3, so someone's got to do it.
More than United.
And it's just a 2-0 win against Leicester, but it's a bit more than that. We've got a lot of injuries, right? We're grinding out this win, and we're keeping the pressure on Liverpool. I think if we lose that, I keep saying it, if we lose one game, it's almost like the season's done. We're not catching Liverpool. I don't see them mucking up too much. Yeah, they've got Villa and City in a 2-game stretch, but keeping the pressure on with the injuries we've got, pretty impressive. And then my third and final one is, I mentioned the NBA All-Star weekend. That's a bit of a snooze fest at the moment, I think. Players are rating it a 0 out of 10. No one's really having a bar of it. Then on the other side of things, the NHL are having a mid-season break. And instead of doing like an all-star game, they're doing a 4-nation face-off. So you've got Finland, Sweden, USA, and Canada. Now in the Canada-USA match.
Oh, I think I saw this.
Puck drop, fight straight away, right off the bat. Okay, cool. Both of you guys go to the bin. Sweet. Happy days. Good fights too. Good fight. Let's start again. Okay, it gets battered around for a couple seconds. Another fight. Gloves drop, sticks drop. Bang, bang, bang. Yep, go to the bin. Yeah, cool. All right, 2 fights in 5 seconds. Are we done now?
Sure.
No, let's go again and let's have 3 fights in 9 seconds. All high-quality fights as well. All 6 players from either side going to the bin, having their 2 minutes. Crazy that you can fight 2 minutes, get back on.
Yeah.
But yeah, ice hockey is just so funny for that.
God.
And I believe Connor McDavid, Team Canada captain, they lost. And he came out and said, he goes, we're not done here. We're not done. They're facing off in the final, I think, in 2 days' time. So it'll be interesting to see if there's going to be 3 or more fights. We should try to get a market on that. How many fights in the game? If you haven't seen the fights, definitely watch them.
I think I saw the first 2. Impressive stuff. Especially gloves off, helmets on. It's very interesting.
Yeah,
and the I don't know, the ice skates is the thing that concerns me. When you've got bodies flying around, I'm like, surely someone gets sliced there.
Well, everyone kind of gives them their space. The referees are kind of there, just lingering around, and it's the drop of the gloves. One hand on their shirt, the other one just pounding trying to knock their helmet off. Because you're hitting helmet, it's knuckles on helmet to start with. Until you knock the helmet off, then you can do some proper damage. But you're just standing there pounding the other guy. You're taking hits, and as soon as someone hits the ice, it's game over, done, and you just get back up, and away you go. And then you just carry on. But there's some big hits in those. And then even during the game, just bodies getting flown around
up against the wall,
getting launched.
Well, you know why they're missing all their teeth, though. It's very evident.
Yeah, and if you're not getting a puck to the face, you're getting a fist.
Yeah.
So they're my top 3 moments. Another one I had dabbled in there a little bit was Neymar's return to Santos. Obviously, only played 5, if that, games for Al Hilal in his 2 years there. Signs for Santos, and he's back playing for them straight away. He scores an assist, captains the team.
Whoa.
Neymar's back.
Great.
Yeah,
Great to see.
Anyway, let's dive right into Super Rugby. Some of the big bets we had were back in the Crusaders, -2.5. So the line moved out. There was some good profit to be made if you backed the Crusaders after a dodgy first half from them. You could probably say the Canes more lost it and allowed the Crusaders back in the game.
Kyle Preston, hat-trick, hello.
Hat-trick from halfback?
Off the bench.
Replacing Noah Hotham?
Yep.
Yeah, jump on, and he would have been
Sign
a massive
him up.
fantasy asset as well if anyone had him.
Which would have been insane considering he was on the bench.
A reserve halfback.
If you have Preston on your team and he's on the bench, you're a sicko.
And it quite clearly tells you if they're on the bench or not. It's not like you could have just been, I didn't know.
I didn't know.
It quite clearly tells you. So, a couple $1,000 on Crusaders -2.5 to have a good return. There's a nice little 2-leg same-game multi. Chiefs to win and over 7.5 total tries, which returned over $5,000. Lovely. And then
over 7.5 total tries.
Yeah.
Not for the Chiefs game.
Yeah, I think so.
What?
Yeah. I can double check it.
Wasn't there like 4?
D-Max scored 2.
And Blue scored 2.
Someone else from the Chiefs scored a third one, didn't they?
Maybe it's under 7.5 tries.
It was definitely an over. Maybe I missed the game.
Or was it a different game?
Okay. You have to make me fact check this. Let's check it.
Please hold.
Please hold.
Intermission.
Oh, it was in the Force Pacifica game.
There you go.
Okay, so it wasn't a 2-leg same-game multi.
Fact check.
It was just a 2-leg multi.
Okay.
Over 7.5 in the Pacifica Force game, and Chiefs to win. So a couple good returns there.
Kyle Preston as well.
Yeah.
Off the bench. Scores a hat-trick. Supposedly, I haven't fact-checked this, but supposedly first New Zealander to score a hat-trick on debut in Super Rugby.
Oh, really?
Huge for him. Massive. Wellington will be very upset. Well, the Hurricanes will be a little bit upset. They probably didn't,
Well,
keep him on board.
Yes and no. I feel like depth-wise, you would love to keep him, but he's not really going to get the opportunity behind Cam Roigard.
Yeah. Well, unless another injury, which we don't want. So, great start for him.
And he's not the first person to move out of a franchise or a setup and then go do well at another one. I mean, quite a few people leave because they're not getting the opportunity, or they know they're not going to get a look in because obviously you got Cam Roigard there. And Noah Hotham, he's debuted for the All Blacks, but he's not set in stone as your guy going forward. So I think it's a good move from him. One that's already paying off for sure.
And a stacked Crusaders team as well. Why not?
Well, that's what I thought when I was tipping the Crusaders to win. I didn't want to have them to beat the Hurricanes, but I was just looking at the 2 lineups.
Even with their injuries.
Yeah, and the Hurricanes are pretty depleted. They lost Artie, which is a massive loss both on and off the field. But you're just looking at that Crusaders team, and talent for talent-wise, they're a better team, and they should win. And when I check the score, or I'm watching, and it's halftime, and I'm like, okay, the Hurricanes are actually competing here. They're showing a lot more grit than I thought they would. But then, I guess it's just that inexperience after the 60-minute mark, the final 20 minutes. Crusaders, they have that talent. All Blacks in there. They know how to kick on and win games. So, I don't know. Are the Crusaders back? One game in?
I mean, it's really starting a lot later than sort of last year. So,
we'll see. Jinx.
They got Chiefs next.
Crusaders Chiefs this weekend. Where's that being played?
Good question.
Surely it's not 2 home games to start the season for the Crusaders.
It would have to be Chiefs home because they've just played away.
Yeah. And I know for sure the Hurricanes are home this weekend against the Drua. So if they're alternating home and away to start the season,
you can't have 2 away to start the season. That's criminal.
Yeah. On that Chiefs game, Chiefs Blues, a rematch of the final. The big talking point The Streakers. How do we feel about the Streakers?
I thought it was going to be D-Mac getting 100 points in fantasy.
No, we'll get to that on the fantasy. But Streakers, there were a couple of them.
Streakers on TV.
Proper Streakers as well. Full kit out. Not just your undies running across.
Well, at least one of them was.
Yeah. And I saw this clip. The streaker who did have more success than the other one was actually wrapped around the ankles as soon as he jumped over the gate. And he managed to slither free before doing what his tuck and dive roll over the media signboard, putting on a couple steps. I think he made one security guard tackle thin air twice.
Oh, amazing.
Before he got nailed.
A little goosey.
And then that security guard that missed him twice, once he was down on the ground, just came in with a late knee, like into the ribs.
Oh, lovely stuff.
But yeah, great streaking. Thoughts on the streakers?
I think players should be able to put in a hit.
Yeah?
I think there should be no consequences. They should be able to shoulder barge, no arm tackle the shit out of them.
Is there a consequence to it?
For them, I believe there is. They're not allowed to touch them anymore, or they get told to ignore them, sort of thing. Because often, streakers will come on and then try to interact with the players or play the ball or try to do something.
Yeah.
So I would love to see some big hits. So you get it with the security, they put on some big tackles.
Yeah.
But, I want to see like a Artie Savia absolutely demolish.
Imagine him just dropping his shoulder. But also,
saw it in the Black Clash,
Yeah,
Andy Ellis.
Andy Ellis dropping it. And
why not?
The cricket's actually quite good for it. I think Andrew Simons did it back in one of his games for Aussie. Someone streaked and ran across the wicket, and he's just gone and boom, laid him out. So yeah, I don't know. I saw this thing, and it was streaker etiquette, and people loved the streaking. Loved that he was fully nude. He did it properly, right?
Well, the crowd likes it.
Yeah.
TV, you don't often get to see it, so it's just annoying.
No. But streaker etiquette is you do it when the ball's dead, when the play's dead, because that killed any momentum of the game. Just have
especially
a little
not
bit
when it's a tight game.
Because who had the ball there? Chiefs momentum going forward, or either of the teams had it and they had good momentum going forward and just completely stopped the play. So I'd like to see a little bit more etiquette on the streaking.
Often, not two words you put together, streakers and etiquette. They're usually the more intoxicated,
that's fair,
loose units of our society. But nonetheless.
Do you reckon it was an operation by the two, because there were two streakers that kind of went at the same time? Do you reckon one of them was inspired and goes, okay, this is my turn now because he's already out there? They're distracted.
That's what happened in Nelson. Was it the Wires game last year? Once one got on, oh boy, it was all on. They all had the courage, the Dutch courage to get onto the field and ruin the game. So luckily, this one didn't ruin the game at all. But, in a close run affair, you don't really want to see the game disrupted.
No.
But the players don't really seem to care. They're just like, yeah, whatever. Get them off and then we'll play on.
Wow. How do you,
a little bit different, I think, if it's a World Cup match or like a final.
Oh, you'd be fuming.
Yeah. You were on the counter attack or something.
Yeah.
So it's situational.
But there's also, I guess, if the security guards can't take care of it initially, like, because there's that new injury rule for Super Rugby where if someone is down injured, it's almost like in league, the medical staff come on and tend to them, and you just keep playing, so they're not going to stop play for the injury. It's almost like if the streak is there, but not really impacting the play, just let security do their job in the 22 while we're down on the 40-metre line and just let play continue. Keep the game flowing. They're all about keeping the game flowing this year with their new rules.
Indeed.
So maybe they got to apply it for the streakers. I found watching Super Rugby this weekend a lot more fast-paced. The ball was in play a lot more because the halfbacks only have 5 seconds to play the ball now. 30 seconds on your scrum and line out, so you can't milk time as much. And it actually just made it a whole lot more of an enjoyable watch, I found.
It was as I said, great first week. Plenty of high-scoring games there. So,
did you want to talk about D-Mac?
Stuff.
How impressive he was?
D-Mac, 100 points, yeah. Penalties, conversions, 2 tries in the bag. Impressive. Playing 15.
Yeah. Is that concerning? Both the All Black teams.
Not concerning. No, because
fullback.
I prefer him at 15. I always have liked him better at 15, but he just doesn't get a run in at 15 for the All Blacks. He's played at 10. But when I sort of like first came onto the scene, him coming on at 15 was, that was lightning stuff.
But we don't have like a true number 10 then. because both our 10s are playing 15 for their franchise, which is probably their preferred position. Maybe not Bodie. I feel like Bodie's more of a 10, but they got Plummer running the cutter. So he led them to a chip last year. He might as well keep doing it. But both the AB number 10s.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a concern in the form of that you want a dedicated number 10, someone that's dominating the league a little bit. Yet to be seen. Could still happen. But another sort of influential performance, though, from the halfback, Cortez Ratama off the bench. Yeah. 2 halfbacks coming off the bench. What Cortez was doing on the bench, I'll never understand. But absolutely influential, like the try-saving tackle, the 50-22 he hit. Very clean. Very clean.
Couple 50-22s hit. Cortez Ratama, I hit one. How good? Let's go.
Leroy Carter, good as well.
Yeah.
He's got that sevens sort of knack, that sevens energy, just chased after everything. First to the ball, like every time.
And just so fit. Could
no
just
lazy when he's
here.
He was, put in a great shift.
And then Suoliti as well. A lot of talk about he might be the biggest superstar in Super Rugby this year. Don't know if that's coming from the Australian media, if people think it here, but he's obviously well known across both codes, which is why he's got the wider audience.
Yeah.
But Australia do a good job of marketing their superstars almost.
Yeah, obviously went straight into the Wallabies side as well. Played a good game at 15 for the Waratahs.
Yeah, he looked good
under
at 15.
The high ball. It's that league.
Yeah.
That league jump, I guess.
He got one chasing forward as well and getting it on.
Yeah. It seems like they were kind of relying on him a little bit for that. It was like that was the tactic. Just put the ball up, let Swaley chase after and then knock it back for us.
Yeah.
It ended up in a try against them the one time.
Yeah.
Because he knocked it back and there was no one there to catch it. They got the ball and ran the whole field.
But it does feel very leaguey.
Yeah.
Suoliti, though, very impressive. I had him in my fantasy team. Although he only contributed 29 points, I feel like that's because he was at fullback. If he's in the centres, he's probably getting more touches on the ball. He's probably making a few more tackles because you naturally do in the centres.
Yeah, I'm not sure the centres scored a lot of points this week.
No, they didn't.
Honest. So I almost feel like 15 benefit him. And it benefits the play style for both him and the team, maybe. Because he played centres for the Wallabies, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I prefer him at fullback, I think.
I think so too.
He looks more like a fullback.
Yeah.
The athletic build, and he can learn the game more as well from...
Good under the high ball. Why would you not want that? Very good
under the high ball. And he can just, have a full view of the field and just start to understand the game a little bit more from that view at fullback, I feel like.
Yeah.
Fantasy-wise, how'd you go?
Pretty good. The only thing that was upsetting was my captain, who I had at centre. Obviously, the centres were very low scoring, so is what it is. I had DMAC there at 10, so it's 100 points in the bag. Ended up with 555. Some big plays. Who else did I have? Like a Will Jordan.
Yeah, Will Jordan scored well, 61 points. I had him also. Artie Savia, 40 points. Ricky Riccatelli, 52 points.
Very
for
nice.
me at hooker.
Very nice.
Stuff. I ended up with 608.
Okay.
God, there's some sickos out there that use their triple captain on the first round and triple captain DMAC.
Wow.
So what? That's 312 points off the bat.
Wow.
It's impressive stuff.
It is.
I'm liking this fantasy though. I think it's very accessible for people. Obviously, you get the free transfers every week,
big
unlimited
budget.
transfers, big budget. So you can get who you want. You can get the big names. I think they've done it well. Like aesthetically, it looks quite good too. Like bright colours, tick some boxes,
flashing lights.
But I like it. Are you liking it?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Why not?
Well,
very easy.
We'll try to keep track of it throughout the season. See how we go.
And it also feels very low maintenance compared to other fantasies, which is nice.
I agree. Very low maintenance. Can come check it once the lineups are out. Tells you if they're in the starting 15 or not. Remove your whole team. Build it again on a Friday morning or a Thursday evening, and then just leave it, and you're sweet.
Yeah.
So no, I think it's going to be good. NRL preseason Warriors. What can we make of that? Are we taking too much hope from it? Are we going to take not enough from it, or what do you think?
I think it's always good when you have a team putting 36 on the Storm at halftime. Sort of reserve grade sort of side, but you still had guys like Wishart in the mix, and he was just taken out of the game completely. So really strong defense. Good to see young guns getting a run out, and Tuapiki looking top notch, which I'm excited for. So hopefully that translates to a start when the season kicks off. Next week? So or the week after.
Yeah, 2
next
weeks
week.
in Vegas.
Next weekend?
Yeah, not this weekend coming.
Yeah, next
following weekend. Yeah, in Vegas, baby.
So yeah,
is it still called Round 0?
Be round 1, surely.
Mm.
I think it's all occurring on the same week this time. Last season.
Not because last year it was the Vegas games, and then the round 1 was the following week, right? And those teams from Vegas had a week off.
Yeah.
Oh, they've changed it.
Yeah, I believe so.
Wow. Okay. Fair.
Yeah.
Makes sense, I reckon.
Yep. Round 1, everyone's the only people that have a bye is the Titans.
Genius. Well, someone got on the Warriors $1.45 they were paying. $2.5K on them.
Wow.
Good return. And a nice little SGM on the Waz to win, RTS to score, and Tuapiki to score as well. So
very nice.
You like Tuapiki in there, so did this guy.
Very nice.
And yeah, I mean, the SGMs on the league, they're kicking off early. Good signs, I think, for the season to come.
Yeah. Broncos 50 points.
Yep.
Dolphins 50 points. Eagles 44 points. Sharks 40.
Pretty similar across both codes, right?
Big.
With high scoring, not a lot of defense being played from either's. But you're seeing good attacking rugby, both rugby league and rugby union.
Yeah, Bulldogs Tigers was probably the closest, 20 points to 14, but no 1-point thrillers in the preseason. Unlike the Super Rugby.
No. Well, maybe we'll get them
round
when
1.
The season actually starts.
Perhaps.
Yeah, and we'll need to do a bit of a dive into, I guess it'll be next week, we'll dive into round 1. Especially with the Warriors being in Vegas. So we'll get to that, and we can hopefully provide a little bit of insight and maybe have a little someone come on and
there'll be theories. I'm not so sure about insight, but there'll be theories.
So many theories going around. What else have we got to touch on over the weekend?
Yeah, kind of talked about the All-Stars already.
Mm-hmm.
Ponga probably played about 8 minutes, but the 8 minutes he did play were fantastic. So that was cool to see. Dane Gagai was big. Shaky first half, big in the second. Absolute veteran. Try-saving tackle that was crucial.
For you and your ball.
Hit the ball out of whoever it was. It might have been Hammer again. Hit it out of his hand just as he was going over the line. Massive.
I didn't watch this game, but it sounds like the Hammer was very influential and obviously not scoring the points, but it just sounded like he was very dangerous when he had the ball in hand.
He's always dangerous. But yeah, you would expect him to score 3. But the defense was so good from the Māori that you had this tight run affair. 10 points to 6 by the end of it. So very, very close. It's still exciting to watch. I wasn't necessarily bored. Man United, obviously,
stinking up the gaff. Thanks for coming. Tottenham being Spurs.
Injury list is out the gate as well. Basically, we have no midfield, no attack. So Ahmad, Martinez, Ugarte, Mainu, Collier, Shaw, Mount, Bayende, Evans, all injured.
I don't know why I'm laughing because we're very similar. And I kind of understand how you feel now. But because you guys have had an injury run.
Except you sit, second or third?
Second.
And we sit 15th. So I can appreciate how I feel, but I think, you're sitting in the palace, we're sitting in the sewers.
Yeah, but would you rather
be second? Yes, I would. Correct. Yep.
Would you rather be in the title race and then fall out of it because of injuries? I'm not saying we're falling out, but there's always that potential. Or just be, I was going to say middle of the table, but not middle of the table.
Nearing
but just
relegation.
Below average. You're not going to be relegated because Southampton, Wolves, Ipswich are well behind. And have the injuries happen there when the season's almost meaningless?
If you're in title contention, obviously that's more dark. Whereas if you're sitting in 15th, you're already dark anyway. So the injuries, you're just like, well, that's just another brick in the wall for us.
Yeah, it definitely hurts more if you're
at the top.
Yeah,
for sure.
So hopefully that doesn't come into fruition, and Arteta can work it out. I mean, we're grinding out wins still.
Indeed.
Hopefully we keep the pressure on. We're going to have to be near perfect for the last 13 games, I think. But yeah, we'll see. Auckland FC, you said, scored first, 2-0 win over Western, which is a big one for them because that was the rematch of their first loss.
Yeah, the 4-0.
4-0, and go out and win that. Phoenix lose 1-0 to the Victory, falling further and further off the pace. And the derby this weekend.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. I have a feeling the way it's looking for both sides. It's going to be 3-0 in the derbies throughout the season. Auckland should win this one.
It's looking very much like a whitewash, unfortunately.
Which is so sad. If they had the Phoenix last year, just the Phoenix last year, and it would be a little bit different.
Yeah.
You'd like to think so anyway.
Phoenix lacking a win in their last 3 as well.
What else we got? We got Champions Trophy being played since the first time since 2017. 2021 Champions Trophy was cancelled for COVID.
Of course.
Kicking off tomorrow night, Black Caps versus Pakistan. Black Caps underdogs.
Somehow.
Who knows why, because we beat them twice.
$2.10.
$2.10. I don't think we're running out a very different team. So, yeah.
Interesting.
And the good thing about this is Aussie. They have not won a game since 2009 in the Champions Trophy. And you can't say that too often about Australian cricket sides. It's been nearly a decade and a half.
Yeah.
They've not won a game in the Champions Trophy. So suck on that, Aussie. Hopefully it stays that way. Yeah. We might as well get into the group chat question of the week.
Too. Interesting.
We're going to switch it up.
Oh, yes.
And you're going to put me under the hammer. And
oh, yes.
We're going to see how we go. I have a feeling I'm going to shit the bed.
This is great. You know what else is great? Anthony, 3 La Liga appearances, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 man of the match performances. Thanks,
ripping
Anthony.
it up over in Spain.
Just shows how good the La Liga is, I guess. All right. So,
or how much the pressure on at Man United is.
I thought I would give you some... I've been coming across some interesting facts lately, you know, in my Man United woes. So I thought I would give you some football facts.
Yeah.
Or football caps, basically. So it's your job. You're going to have to sort the fact from the fiction here.
Nice.
We'll go with, I asked you one of these to give you an example.
Yeah.
And I will just say it now for the people listening. Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi were born 869 days apart. And their eldest sons, Cristiano Jr. and Thiago, respectively, were also born 869 days apart.
Ronaldo's older than Messi, correct? Is Ronaldo Jr. older than Messi Jr.?
I actually don't know.
Fact or cap?
But
I like this. I think this is better than I was expecting. I thought you were going to ask me some questions.
I think Thiago's older. Anyway.
And I was going to have to give like a specific answer. So like if you asked, what was your question this morning? The thing about the Warriors. And you have to come up with a name. And it was what? Chance?
Yeah, it was Chance.
Scored 7 tries, and every time he scored, they lost. Every time he didn't score, they won. Thought they were going to be questions like that. I was
7
getting
games,
nervous.
7 tries. Yeah. No, these, and I'm not going to disclose it to you. I'm going to let the people sit on it as well.
Oh, you're not going to tell me if I'm right or not?
No, I'll let you sit on it for the rest of the day. All right. So, only one of Ruud van Nistelrooy's 150 goals for Man United were from outside of the box. Fact or fiction?
Oh, surely he'd have some bangers in there that have come from outside the box. And I mean, it doesn't even have to be bangers from outside the box. Are you counting the little D at the top? Does that count?
Counting the little D at the top. No, because this is from outside the penalty box. So I guess it does count.
I'm going to say that is cap. He's got to have had 2.
Okay.
At least 2.
So not just Tappins.
Not just Tappins. Not just James Maddison Tappins.
Roy Hodgson is older than the Santiago Bernabeu.
Fact.
I will say they were both, I guess, established or out in the world and ready in 1947. And
so they're both 47.
It's a difference of a couple of months.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. All right. Yeah. I'm going to stick with fact.
I should write this down.
My
We'll
answer.
keep
I've
track.
gone fact.
Okay.
So there's got to be a cap coming in somewhere.
Wait, no, I thought you said cap before rude. Did you change?
Oh, no, sorry. It is, what did you say, 1? 1 out of his 100 goals? Yeah, it's cap.
Okay.
That's
cap fact. Next, Neymar won the La Liga Player of the Month award before Messi.
Cap. Messi
Another
must
cap.
have been there and won a Man of the Match award before Neymar got over from Santos to Barcelona, I'm sure.
Nottingham Forest have been champions of Europe more times they have been champions of England.
Fact. Facts.
Fact, he says.
So I've gone cap, fact. There's a bit of a pattern emerging.
Indeed. A-B.
Lock in, fact.
Cole Palmer.
Cap. Okay, here we go.
Was the first Chelsea player since Hazard in 2018 to win Premier League Player of the Month.
I'm going to say that's a fact. I can't see too many other Chelsea players sticking out from Hazard being a Player of the Month before Cole Palmer turned up and did his thing. So I'm going to give you a fact on that.
Very nice.
I'm trying to think who could have got a Player of the Month award at Chelsea in between that time.
Did he have like a...
I don't know.
Lukaku in that mix?
Lukaku or Sterling, maybe?
No, because Lukaku was before then, wasn't he? He was at United from like 2017, 2016.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's a fact for sure. Because I can't think of anyone that could have won it. No. There's always the off chance someone has won it, and they weren't deserving of it.
No.
So, David Luiz can't have won one.
David Luiz, yeah.
Thiago, he may have. Nah. I'm going to stick with Cole Palmer doing the job.
Very nice. Well,
5 questions, and I went, did I go cap, fact? I doubled down on fact at the end.
You know what? I wasn't going to tell you, but I am just going to tell you now. They're all true.
Okay. Oh, take 3.
Funnily enough, they are all true.
Really? Rude only getting 1 goal outside the box?
Yep. Insane.
Wow. Ridiculous. Some striker.
Great tap-ins. He knew how to position himself. Something Hoyland doesn't know how to do.
He's like Haaland.
He's very much a Haaland.
Tap-in merchant. Must have had more than 1 go outside the box.
He must have had a screamer here or there. Yeah, there you go. But now I'm going to have to watch all 150 Ruud van Nistelrooy goals because I just want to see this from a
And you probably need to see some positive Man United clips just to keep you going.
I need to see us scoring for starters.
Yeah, just to keep you in the frame of mind.
Yeah.
To turn up to work each day.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess that's the group chat questions of the week. I'll take a 3 for 5 hit rate.
Pretty good.
Not too bad. Who was older, the Bernabeu?
Roy Hodgson.
Did I get that right?
You said fact.
That he was older.
Roy Hodgson was born in August 1947. The Bernabeu was completed in December 1947. Roy Hodgson is older than the
I wonder when the Bernabeu started getting built.
I think it was a few years before then.
Okay, so
but when did Roy Hodgson start getting built? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
How long?
Well, it would have been 9 months.
Well, how long were they trying to build?
It's true. Because I wonder how long were the plans?
This is when they're there and available, into the world, and they're I don't know, established, I guess.
But then the Bernabeu was renovated recently, right? I think they've done.
I don't think Roy Hodgson was renovated recently.
He didn't get any plastic surgery or anything. Kind of remodeled himself. Reborn, if you will.
I don't think Roy's that type of guy.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. Yeah. All right, well, yeah, like I said, I'll take a 3 for 5, and I think that's going to wrap us up for this fine Tuesday. Fine Tuesday. It's shocking weather out there after we've had sun for really 7 days in a row almost, which has been glorious, and now it's absolutely pissing down. It's cold, and Wellington's back to normal.
Well, that's the classic.
Yeah.
And Ronaldo Jr. is older. So we're
okay, so it's the exact same. So Ronaldo older than Messi, Ronaldo Jr. older than Messi Jr. by the exact same age gap. Days. To
Crazy.
the day.
Crazy.
That's wild. All right. Thanks for listening. We'll be back on Thursday to have a look into some more NRL preseason, Super Rugby round 2, and there'll be a bit of Champions League going on in between. So we'll have something to chat about on Thursday, no doubt.
Indeed.
And our picks were superb last week. So do make sure you tune in because we've been on form for the start of the rugby season.
For a change.
Very
nice.
Thanks for listening, and we will see you back on Thursday.